completing my practicum and reflecting back on it, it's really amazing to me to see how much effort is actually put into developing the best practice standards for critical care units. The critical care clinical specialist that I was working with had so many different projects that she was working on, and it seemed to be hard for her to find nurses that are actually at the bedside to implement them so she could see how effective they actually were. I also found out how important assessing delirium is. I completely agree with the statement that was made during the presentation that as an ICU nurse, we focus more on blood pressure or your oxygen saturation, the medication, the drips that you're on, and different things like that, and not so much of your mental status. That comes next after all of those things that we see as sustaining life. But delirium should also be accounted for, and it should be assessed after finding out how much of an impact it actually has on the patient's long-term prognosis. After doing this, I've actually joined the ICU Liberation team at my hospital, which is also my practicum site, and we meet twice weekly and we kind of go over the projects that my clin spec is doing and helping her develop new practices and new pilots to do to kind of develop the best practices for our hospital to start doing. And I've also started a CCU project, which is my home unit, on delirium, and I'm looking at the different patients that were admitted in June. For example, we had 80 patients that were admitted to CCU in June in 2016, and of those there were 14 that I've identified as being CAMICU positive. And with 3 out of 4 going undetected, there's really no telling how many actually were CAMICU positive that just weren't documented correctly. From doing this, I'm going to look at the different medications that they were on and see if there are any similarities, and then see if maybe a room number, if they didn't have a window, if they didn't have a critical care intensivist on board, different things like that, different conditions that they came in with and the severity of illness. If there are any other things that we can identify as giving people a higher risk for developing delirium, and then what we can do to prevent it.